Hello, my name is Keshwani. There's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We're here because we want to prepare for GMAT. We have been solving GMAT math problems out of this book here, GMAT Review, the official guide, the 13th edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 173, the very first problem on the page, number 147. And today is our lesson number 163. Let's take a look at it. We are told that a certain rectangular window, so we have a rectangular window which we are told is twice as long as it is wide. It is twice as long as it is wide. We are further told that the perimeter of the thing is 10 feet. Question simply is, what are the dimensions of the window? Let's see what we can do. So here is our window. Here is the width, and we are told that it is twice as long. It is twice as long as it is wide. So if this is the width, the length is 2 times the width, and therefore the perimeter is going to be, this is 2w and this is w. 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 and 6. It's very simple. The 6w, which is the perimeter, and therefore we know that 6w equals 10, therefore w equals 10 over 6 or 5 over 3, and the length, which is 2 times 5 over 3, which is simply 10 over 3. So the dimensions are 5 by 3, 5 over 3 by 10 over 3. The dimensions are 5 over 3 by 10 over 3, and that answer is D. That's all. Nothing to it. Let's do the next one, shall we? Let's do the next problem. In the next problem, they give you this elaborate picture, starting with x here. So this is the starting point of the journey, which is x. This is the ending point of the journey, and we are told that the poor mouse has to go from x to y, and the question simply is, how many different paths can he take? Let's see how to phrase it. The diagram above shows the various paths along which a mouse can travel from point x, where it is released, to point y, where it is rewarded with the food pellet. How many different paths from x to y can the mouse take if it goes directly from x to y without retracing any point along the path, which is very important to say. We have to put the condition there that it cannot retrace its path. So let's find out. It's very simple, very straightforward. Mouse is going to start its journey from here. It's going to approach here. At this point, oh boy, a word comes to my mind. I'm not sure if you actually learned this word. It came out of nowhere actually. I don't know why the word did not come to my mind when I was actually, oh, we have learned it, when I was actually doing the problem, but it just came to my mind. The word is bifurcate. And apparently, believe it or not, we learned it on day number 9. If you're interested in improving your vocabulary along with your math skill, you and I are working on math problems to get a better score in the math part of the exam. But if you are interested in getting a higher score in the English portion of the exam, having a decent vocabulary is a must. And for that very purpose, I have put together some vocabulary videos, which you will find at my channel. Just type in the tag, just put in vocabulary, day 9, along with my name. Put in my name and then put in vocabulary, day 9. And on that day, you will learn, you will find that we covered the word bifurcate, which is a very fancy way of saying that something branches out into 2 parts. That's what it is, a bifurcation. I don't know why, for some strange reason, Americans have this weird fascination of putting forks in the road. And they will talk about a fork in the road. I have yet to find one. They will tell me that you will find a fork in the road, at which point, when I reach a point of bifurcation, I get out of my car and look for the bloody fork. I have yet to find one. bifurcate, which means to break into two parts, break into two branches. And of course, if we were to break into three branches like it does here, it will be trifurcate. That's all. So at this point, the mouse, when it reaches this point, it bifurcates. Let's call it path A and path B. So at this point, it has two choices. It can either go A or B. It doesn't matter which way it continues its journey. When it reaches this point, it continues. There is only one way to get to this point. When it reaches this point, again it has two choices. It can either take path C or path D. It bifurcates one more time. So there are two more choices. In other words, for him to go from, let's call these points, let's give these points some different name here. Let's call them P, Q, R, and S. To go from P to S, there are four different paths. There are four different paths. We can go through A and then C and come to S, or we can go from A and D and then comes to S, or we can go from B and C and come to S, or B and D and come to S. There are four different choices there to go from point P to point S, P, Q, R, and S. Once it reaches point S, it trifurcates into path E, F, and G. So there are three more choices, which will bring him to this point. Let's call it P, Q, R, S, let's call it T. And once it reaches a point T, there is only one choice, which will take him to Y. So that's it, that's your answer. 4 times 2 is 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, therefore there are 12 different ways that will take you from point X to point Y. Let's do the next one, shall we? Number 149. 149. In 149 we are told that the relationship exists between variable X and Y, which is something like this. In other words, this symbol, it has no name, it's just a set of instructions. What we are told is that when we see this symbol, we have to take the number on the left hand side, multiply it by the number on the right hand side. Once we have their product, we have to take the square root of it. That's all it is. And the question simply is, how much is 5, 45, and then 60? 5 and 45 and then 60. Obviously we have to do the inner part first, we have to do the parentheses first, 5 and 45. Let's do it somewhere, let's do it on the top, we need the room, we have no choice. Or we can do it up here, 5 and 45. 5 and 45 would simply be the square root of 5 times 45. But of course 45 can be written as 5 times 9. So we're going to write 45 as 5 times 9 because 5 9s are 45. There you go. Now we have 5 times 5. The square root of 5 times 5 is just 5. And the square root of 9 is 3. So the answer is 15. The answer to this part is 15. So now we have to do 15 circle 60. Let's do it here. 15 circle 60. Again the same routine, which is same as square root of 15 times 60, but of course 60 can be written as 15 times 4. And we know that square root of 15 times 15, the square root of 15 times 15 is 15. And square root of 4 is 2. Voila, that's your final answer. 30 is the final answer. And that is letter number, it's not there. No, that's letter A. Answer is A. I was looking at the answer choices for the problem above it, one with the mouse, and in 148, and I did not see any 30. The answer apparently is A. 149. Answer is A. I'm going to quickly double check. It doesn't hurt. 149. We are claiming that the answer is A. That's right. Alright. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.